Hi everyone, this is Ida with Created to Create. Um, I'm going to share with you the process video on the bows that I've been creating. Um, I have some right here. They're so easy to make. They're super pretty. And here is the third one. How pretty are those? I did buy this ribbon a while back, and this one's more pink. I did buy this ribbon a while back, and I don't remember. I think I bought this ribbon at, it's either Michael's or AC Moore. Not sure, might be Michael's. And I really love the gingham print right here, or the check with the aqua and the pink and the white. I thought it was very pretty. So I wanted to create some bows, and I love the way these turned out. And I did pick up a couple of sliders from China, and one of them is this pink one right here. I would have liked for the pink one to be a little lighter, but it isn't. And then I picked up this clear one, but it's iridescent. So I think that the iridescent might look better. Although the pink one does look good, I think the iridescent might look better. So anyway, this is what it looks like. Look at how pretty. Now, if you can see these, see how they're tapered? They go there, there, and then down here on both sides. When you originally get them, they're just straight, and they have the middle one is long. Well, I didn't like the way it looked, so I snipped one off on each end, and that gave it that tapered look. So anyway, let's go ahead and start. And I just shared my birthday video from Ginger Pana, who gifted me this awesome ruler. And there's a story behind that. So if you haven't watched that video, I recommend that you watch it. Anyway, we have to cut. You need 4 pieces of ribbon, and that coordinate. And I'm using this aqua color, and then the check one. And so you need 4 pieces. You need 2 in each color, and typically you want them to be, I'm gonna say 5 centimeters, which I think is about 2 inches if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'll tell you right now, because I'm horrible with that. I think it is, yep, it's 2 inches. 5 centimeters is 2 inches, but it does work with something smaller, which is mine's smaller. Mine's only 4 centimeters, and it works. And then they have to be, like I said, 4 centimeters wide, the ribbon, and then you want it 20 centimeters long. So there's the 20 right there, and you need 2 in this and 2 in your coordinating color. So that's all the measuring you need to do. And I will tell you how much it is in inches, and hopefully this will make it easier for you. It's in inches. It is 8 inches, guys. Well, it's a little under 8 inches. It's like 7 7/8. That's what I see. And the width in inches is 1.5 inches in inches. So there it is, 1.5 inches wide, plus 7 7/8. I think you could even do it 8 inches long, and you should be fine. So anyway, you're going to take your pieces of ribbon, and you are going to need a glue gun. So I'm going to turn mine on right now while I'm doing this, and this should be pretty quick, guys. And you're going to take a coordinating color, one of the print, one of each, and you're going to put them the bottom sides, the wrong sides together. And then you're going to, I feel like I'm screaming, guys. I'm shouting. Then we're going to burn the edges. And the reason I'm burning the edges, because this kind of helps it like melt together, and they stay together, and that's what you want it to do. See how they're together now? And if they didn't do that, go ahead and do it again, and make sure that your pieces are kind of singed together. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. And be careful, don't start a fire. At least not with your ribbon. So there it is, and I'm going to do the other one, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the wrong sides together, so that way the face, the good side, is on the outside. And again, I'm going to burn it. I can feel like it still needs more. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And you want to line them up. You want to make sure they are lined up. Okay, so that's what we do to begin with. Now, the color that you want to show the most, that color you want it to be on the inside. So if I wanted this pattern to show the most, then I would keep it this way. So, and this is the pattern that I really want for you to be able to see the most. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half and kind of just see this. I can see that this is undone right there. So I'm going to take my lighter again and I'm going to hopefully cinch that together. There. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half and kind of try and determine the half, and then you're going to just kind of split. See what I did? It's folded in half and I just went this way and did it sideways. And what you want to do, that you have like an L right here, or an upside down L should I say, and then you're going to flip this back onto itself. And you're going to want your bottoms right here to line up. See, these don't line up. That's how you know it's wrong. So then, of course, make the adjustments that you need to make. Because I really don't see the purpose of, folding it in half. And I watched the video and there's no words. So I'm hoping to be able to explain this better to you. See, right here, it's still off. So all I do is I kind of keep opening it and just making like little minor adjustments. Until I get it to where it kind of lines up. Like right here is pretty good. See, it's a little bit off, but not much. And if that bothers you, then just open it up again and move it down a little bit more. And that's all you have to do. And you want to make sure that your ribbon stays lined up onto itself. You don't want it to shift. Okay, that's better right there. See how mine now does line up here at the bottom? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to split it open a little bit, which this tip right here, I want it to be about halfway in between this ribbon where the half mark is. So that's how you split it. And see how we have this fold here and this fold here. That's what you want to have. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my wrist. And I'm going to get the tip right here, and I'm going to fold it onto the ribbon right in the center. That's all you need to do. And then I'm going to take a clip and I'm going to clip it in place because we do have to stitch this. So see how we have the staggered little pieces right here? That's what you want to have. Now, to do the other one, you're going to do the same thing. You want the ribbon that you want to show the most on the inside, and I'm going to try and just find my center. And now what I'm going to do this time, instead of flipping it this way, I'm going to flip it the opposite way. That way my loops right here, my little sections are mirrored. So then I'm going to fold it in half. And this one is about right in the center where I need it to be. See how it lines up? And again, I'm going to open it up a little bit right here. So this tip is in the center of, almost in the center of the ribbon. So, it doesn't have to be exact, but just about. And then I'm going to flip it to the back. And again, I'm going to grab this point and I'm just going to bring it up to the center right there, to the center of the ribbon. That's what you want to do. And then I'm going to take another clip and I'm going to take these little ones work really great, but I could only find one, and I'm going to clip it there. So when I put these together, see how the one that's underneath is up? The same thing here. The one that's underneath is the one that's on top. So that's what you want to have, guys, right there. And of course, you can stop the video and replay it or whatever you need to do, because I had to do it several times when I watched it, especially because there are no words. So I'm just going to make a knot. And I don't know if you all know how to make a knot, but I'm going to show you how I do it. I thread my needle. I take my needle and I cross it over the end of my thread. I just cross them over like a cross. Then I take the section from the bottom, not what's coming out of the needle, but the other one, and I whoops, and I get caught up. No, and I wrap it all I do is grab this and I wrap it a couple of times around the needle, and I hold it in place. I hold that knot, that wrap that I did, and I just kind of pull my needle all the way through without letting go of that that little wrap. See, there's my knot right there, and then I can trim it off. I can tell that my needle has something on it because I had made a mistake when I was folding one of them, and I had to take it apart, and it has residue from the glue because it wasn't completely dry, and it kind of makes my needle get stuck. So make sure you're using a needle that doesn't have any adhesive or anything tacky on it. So all we're going to do is we're going to take one side and we're going to unclip it, and we're going to stitch it, guys. And these are very few stitches because it's just a small little section here. So I'm just going to go back and forth, stitching it back and forth. Make sure you catch those little ends. See how I made sure I caught that right at the end, the one that's overlapping? And I'm going to pull it all the way through. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go back down, and I'm only going to do it back and forth. I'm not going to do like I did this first little section, just weaving it through, because I want to make sure I catch the tips right here. I want to make sure I catch that right there. So I'm pinning both of the pieces in place, and make sure I'm pinning both ribbons in place, because remember, we got two ribbons there, and you want to make sure you go in down enough, far back enough that you're pinning both ribbons. So, and then I'm going to continue to keep going. And now I can do just the weaving in and out. It's not a big deal anymore. Just in that center where you want to catch that tip, you want to make sure that you are. So here it is, guys, already stitched in place. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it just to cinch it. Closed. There it is. That's all you're going to do. And then just take your needle after you've pulled it nice and tight, and just sew back like a loop around it, and it will stay in place. It's not going to come undone. See how it stays? And now we're going to do the same thing on this side. And because I want it to be mirrored, I'm going to start stitching it here. Because if I were to start stitching it here, this would line up right here. I don't want it to line up there. I want it to line up right here. So I'm going to start on the top side. That's where I'm going to start. So I'm just going to take the clip off. I'm going to take my needle again and just go back and forth the way we did that first one. It's nothing major. And I'm going to continue to, I want to make sure, see how I made sure that I grab that. And you can kind of see the ribbon underneath it. I'm just going to take it out. You can see the ribbon underneath the pink one. So I want to make sure that I catch that. So I'm just going to go back and forth right here, making sure that I'm catching both those ribbons that are folded over. That's all I'm going to do, back and forth. Okay, now that I'm here, now I can continue just kind of back and forth, you know, nothing major. Come on. This does have wire in it, guys. It doesn't have to have wire, but mine has wire. And the beauty of that is that if they get smashed in transportation, she can fluff these back up. So all I'm doing is I'm pinning it. I'm cinching it. So it's nice and tight. See how it's mirrored? See how the inside ones, the ones that are underneath, are both on the same side, just across from each other. And then I'm going to get this end, and I'm going to just kind of run my needle through the opposite loop there and pull on it. And that's going to make sure that it stays nice and closed. You don't want it to come undone. And I usually try to catch both. Just, you know, it doesn't matter how you stitch it, guys. Just catch one side and go through the other, because this is not going to show. Nobody's going to see that. And then I kind of go from this side and to this side and stitch it. See, I'm catching both and kind of stitching them together. And then I'm just going to go back up on this one to the back. Just pull it straight back, and I'm going to make my knot over here. Like, these are really simple to make. And I'm going to make my knot right here. And either you can do this, just run it through your loop again and make a knot and do that a couple times. But what I like to do, I kind of put my needle through there, and again, the way I did before, I grab my thread and I loop it around my needle twice and hold my thumb right there where I looped it and pull my needle, and this will make a knot. And a lot of times you'll feel it pop right there. So I'm going to take this off. So I don't need this anymore. This is all the sewing that we're going to do. So there it is. There's most of our bow right here. Now I'm going to cut a little piece of ribbon, and I'm not going to do, because it's got the aqua right here, I'm going to do the plaid one. So you want to do the opposite of what's showing. Just a little piece, guys. It doesn't have to be very big. Couple of inches, if that. Just enough to go around your bow. And I'm going to cinch the ends to make sure I don't have any strays. You know how it tends to unravel. Okay, this, like I said, it does have wire. You can leave it in or you can take it out. I'm just going to leave it in. And I'm just going to scrunch this up because I'm going to put it through the loop, through the slider right here. Right here. And right here. And your hot glue gun should have already been plugged up and hot and ready to go, guys. And that's all I do. I just put it in through the slider, kind of center it. Make sure these stay nice and open. I don't want it to get, I mean, it does gather up in the center, but not so bad. You know, it actually looks good. But I want it to stay like that. See how pretty that looks? I want it to stay that way. So I'm going to add some glue right here on the slider where the bar is on either side. So when this glues down, it doesn't move around anymore. And I'm going to take my bow, and I'm just going to put this on the center of my bow and hold it for a second. That's all I'm going to do. Let it adhere, let it cool down some so it won't come off. Now, what I like to do is I like to wrap the bottom piece first. Wherever these are drooping down, that's the bottom of your bow. So I'm going to wrap that piece first, which is this one. So I'm just going to gather it and pull it. Make sure, and I'm going to glue it down. See how I just pulled it? And I'm going to go ahead and add some hot glue there and fold this over. Hold it there for a second. Let it cool. And then I'm going to take this top part, and you could actually add a gator clip and turn it into just a regular bow, but because I'm doing it for paper crafting, I'm not going to do that, but you could. And so I'm just going to finish the top piece right here. I'm going to add glue right here and just kind of pull this over and finish it off. There it is. There is our bow, believe it or not. Now all we have to do is fluff it up. And let me get rid of some of this glue that's on my thumbs. Now all we're going to have to do, because the pink one up here has a wire, you can fluff this back up, pull it out a little bit. You don't want to too much, because they are supposed to be overlapping one on top of the other. That is the style of the bow, so you want it to stay that way. And then I'm going to fluff this back up and open them up a little bit as well. Let me see. And I'm going to open this up as well. How simple, guys, was this bow, and look at how beautiful it looks. Now, like I said, I like that little tapered look. So I'm going to take my little wire cutters here, and I'm going to snip the one at the end on either side. That's what I'm going to do because I want it to look tiered. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There it is, guys. See how it looks? Like you have the shorter one, then one slightly longer, and then the longest one, then you go back up again. And I like the way that looks. And like I said, when the recipient gets these bows, even if they go flat, she can fluff it up because the plaid ribbon does have wire going through it. Look how beautiful that is, guys. What do you think? I hope that you like what I created, and I hope that you tried it. It was very simple, and I will link the original video to this. Like I said, she doesn't talk or anything, and that, you know, it's not bad. You can follow it, but hopefully I explained a little bit better or something to you of what I picked up from her video. But she does do awesome tutorials on all different types of bows. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope everyone has a great day, and God bless. Bye.